What's up, everyone? All right, well, today, Red Day recap. I'm on my traveling trading station, and man, I got smoked right out of the gates on APT and CODX. I don't know when I've ever seen, we had the top three coronavirus stocks that were all of them gapping up between 50 and 80%. Three of them at the open halted, going down. I just don't know that I've ever seen that. So today, this loss, a little bit of a lesson. I guess I should have waited in hindsight for the first 1 minute to kind of shake out before taking a trade. But I was looking for a gap and go trade, a break at the pre-market high. And so on CODX, the pre-market high was right around 18. I jumped in as it was curling up 1776 for the break of 18. I thought I was going to rip over 18, a quick squeeze to 1850, maybe 19, a nice 50, 75 cent solid trade. And all of a sudden, like that, within a second, I'm in and it's looking good. And then all of a sudden, it's halting, going down at $16.15 or something like that. And I was just like, how is this possible that I'm down almost $2 a share on 3,000 shares? I'm down almost $6,000 on this thing right now. Like, how is this even possible? So it really caught me off guard. And so while I was in that stock halted going down, I was like, okay, just put that aside for right now. I'll deal with that in 5 minutes when it resumes, but let's just keep looking for better opportunities. I think I was down actually like $4,800. I wasn't below my max loss. So then I took a trade on APT, and it was right under 21, the pre-market high, and I got into that, and the same exact thing happened. And it wasn't at the same time these two happened. It was CODX first, then it happened on APT. I get in for the same setup, break of the pre-market high, and then all of a sudden, I'm holding it with 3,000 shares as it's halting going down. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This doesn't even make sense. So now I'm in two stocks halted going down at the same time. And CODX resumed first. And on resumption, it dropped down to $14.40. So I was down $3 a share with 3,000 shares. I was down almost $10,000. And I was like, this is terrible. Obviously, this is a disaster. As it popped back up to 15, 15.30, 15.40, 15.50, I sold. I got out. I was like, all right, it's $1 off the low. That's $3,000 less than I'm losing. I'm cutting the loss. I'm letting it go. The stock ends up ripping to $19 10 minutes later, and I'm like, unbelievable. Makes me feel like I should have held it, right? You know, it's like, that's the feeling. Hindsight's always 20/20, I know that, but just to get chopped out at the open, only to watch it rip and do kind of what I thought it was going to do, that breakout over 18. So frustrating. But obviously, it would have been totally the wrong move to average down to buy more shares on that drop. Had it then halted down at 14, and I'm now holding 6,000 shares, that could have become a $25,000, $30,000 loss in one trade. Now, it's one thing to have two losses in one day that are both more than $5,000. One was 8,000, the other was 7,000. But again, at the end of the day, that's manageable stuff to dig out of. It sucks to have them both happen on the same day, but I can dig out of that. A $30,000 loss? That's devastating. And I know because it's happened to me more than once. It's devastating. And the first time it happened to me was from averaging down. And the second time it happened to me was from being stubborn and going with massive size and then getting caught in a halt going down. So on both of these, there was a point where there was a fork in the road, and I could have chosen to average down and try to dig my way out of the trade. And number one, I wouldn't have been allowed to do it because at the time that I would have been pressing the button to average down, I was already below my max loss, which means I can only close I can only close orders. I can't open new orders. So that's good. It saves me from doing that. But yeah, otherwise I would have been able to. So I didn't. And so at that fork in the road, I made the decision to cut the loss. All right, so now I'm down 7 or 8,000 or whatever it is. Then APT resumes, and APT drops down to 18. I'm in at $20.50. So on that one, I'm also down like 7 grand. It then bounces back up to 19.50, and I'm like, okay, this looks like it might actually pop back up. So I'm just gonna see this thing through. My stop is at the low of that last pullback. Comes back down to the low, stops me out. I stop out, get slippage, fill at 17.50. It hits a low of about 17.25, then bounces back up and hits like $21 a share. It might even be higher now. I'm not looking. I turned everything off because I don't want to look. I don't want to see. It's not going to help me. So I got chopped out today. I went in within the first minute. Again, I've never seen 3 stocks, and there might have been more, but 3 that I was watching, all halt going down at the same time. But it happened today, so yeah, I guess the lesson there, just to be a little more cautious right out of the gates, and obviously if I'm in one stock halted going down, maybe not to trade another one in the same exact sector. But, live and learn, and this is obviously a red day. I was up about 87,000 on the month before today, and I was starting to think this was a great month, and this had the potential in the last 2 days to be maybe my best month of the last year. So I was feeling pretty excited, and I tried to take a couple base hits right out of the gates, and then all of a sudden, surprise, halted going down twice. So now it's a little bit of a setback. I'm up now only 70,000 on the month. But all things considered, this is a great month, and I was able to afford to take a little bit more risk trading these types of high risk setups and stocks because I've had such a great month. Perhaps on another day, these would have both worked out, and I'd be sitting here up, 7,000, 8,000 like I was yesterday, thinking, nice, solid day, green day. Today I was on the wrong side, hit my max loss, but I'll live to trade another day. So as always, I hope you guys enjoy this red day recap. These ones aren't the funnest to do. They're, I'm a little emotional about it. I'm not happy, but it's good for me to do these recaps for you and for me, just to kind of, I don't know, just kind of come to peace with the day. So I hope you guys give me the thumbs up for the red day recap, and hopefully tomorrow, Friday, we see something that looks a little bit better, and I can maybe finish the week just with a small green day, just to kind of clear the slate, and then I'll be back at it, of course, next Monday. I guess right now, I'm trying to think of where I sit on the week. I guess this is probably going to put me back to break even on the week, which, all things considered, it's not really that bad, right? I mean, it's big numbers, and it's disappointing, but I'll be fine. So, be back at it tomorrow morning, and then I'll see you guys, obviously, on Monday. Okay, bye, everyone. All right, so now, within the last 2 minutes or so, CODX has popped back up from 15 up to 1770. So, man, this is just so terrible. All right, so let's look at my entries. Basically, right out of the gates, I jumped in CODX, thinking it was going to break over 18. I actually thought I was getting filled at 18, but whatever. So that's where I was getting filled, 1770. So if I was still holding it, I'd be break even. But right out of the gates, this was, I really, look at this gap. I just have not seen something like that it's just unbelievable, really. This is just terrible. So anyways, it looks like it's going to break over 18 right out of the gates. So I jumped in, and I thought it looked good for the break of 18, target 19. If we break 20, then starting to open up 25, etc. There was a headline of an offering, but it seemed like the market was shaking it off. It was strong pre-market. It was strong yesterday, and I was just trying to ride the momentum. Now, the break of 18 ended up eventually working and hitting a high of 1967, but not from when I got in. So I got in here, and then immediately, basically, just all of a sudden it's halting, going down at 1619, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm holding this in a halt going down. So I'm in at 1770. Now it's at 1619. I'm down $4,000 on it, and it's halted going down. So I have to wait 5 minutes. On resumption, it pops back up here, and for a second it drops down. You can see the low was 1440. I was in at 1770. 3,000 shares, $3 a share. That's $10,000. So when it comes back up, I was like, let's cut the loss on the bounce coming back up. This is a weird looking halt. APT, CODX. Oh, looks like I lost my connection. Okay, well, that explains that. Whatever. So anyways, and then of course to see it. So this is where I got out. I got out right in here. And, in hindsight, I should have held. In hindsight, I could have averaged down, bought more shares. That would have been very risky. And if this stock had then gone into a second halt going down, I could have gotten smoked hard. I mean, I could have easily, this could have been a $30,000 red day. This could have been the biggest red day of my career if I averaged down. So I didn't average down. I cut the loss. And then, within a few minutes, as it's curling back up, I'm like, gosh, darn it. I got shaken out, and now look, it's back here up to 1792. So that, within the span of like 5 minutes, I was feeling a whirlwind of emotions. I was feeling frustrated. I was feeling disappointed. I was regretting stopping out, only to see it curl back up. I was thinking I should have given it, I was willing to take this amount of risk. I should have given it a little bit more room. I should have given it a second. I don't know why I lost my quote. I see CODX has resumed. It's up at, it just hit a high of 1860. The high a day is 1967. And of course, one of the most frustrating things with hitting max loss in the first 5 minutes is that now I'm out for the rest of the day. So if we end up seeing really great opportunities, I'm out. I can't take advantage of them. I can't trade them. So it's terrible, a terrible start to the day. And so I was like, all right, you know what? Okay, so obviously I'm in bad shape on CODX, but APT has actual news. APT has a headline here, so I'm gonna take a stab at APT. So APT, I took a stab on it. It was probably right around here. I jumped in at $20 and what was this, 47 cents. I was looking for the quick rip up to 21, back up to 21, and then a break through the highs and move up higher. Boom, halts going down at 18. You gotta be kidding me. I'm in 2 halts going down at the same time. I stopped out of that at 1750, which was right here. So I said, you know what? Set your stop at the low on the resumption of the halt. It resumes from the halt. It bounces up here to 20. So I was like, all right. This isn't what I wanted, but all right. Let's see what it does. And then when it came back down, I was like, I got to cut it. 18. I hit it, and slippage filled at 1750. Look at the low on this thing. Guys, it's just, this is sometimes how it feels that how is it possible that I stopped out where I stopped out only for it to come back up? But that's what I did. And this was the right spot at 18, and I just got slippage down there. See it come back up to 21. So when it came back up to 21, for a moment, I would have been back to break even, but it hasn't broken over 21. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Again, I think on both of these, I did the right thing by cutting the loss. I have certainly seen stocks halt multiple times in a row going down. Granted, I was only in with 3,000 shares, but I couldn't afford to average down and try to scale out of it. And that's something that you start getting into that, and it'll work a few times. And then you have the time where it doesn't work and you've just tripled your loss. And that's where you're looking at a $45,000 red day, $50,000 red day. And I can't do that. That would just crush me. So today, without a doubt, was disappointing. And here's VIR. This is the third stock. Look at this, out of the gates. Look at this drop. So, I guess these were, obviously they were extended pre-market. We've seen stocks that were extended pre-market 1,000 times only to watch them continue. So, none of that is uncommon. Really, in terms of, we see that kind of extended pre-market and then continuation. It's actually much more uncommon to see extended pre-market, the bell rings, and it halts going down within the first minute. Again, in my entire career, I don't think I've ever seen that happen on 3 stocks at the same time. So this is a first. And CODX, they both still look good. I really believed in both of them because they both have the strong coronavirus catalyst. If I end up seeing that these end up squeezing up to $25, $30, $40, I'm just going to be like, so disappointed. Right idea, wrong timing. That's essentially what it'll have been. I probably shouldn't have taken the APT trade while I was in a halt going down on CODX. I think this was a little impulsive to jump into this one where I did. I think I was kind of feeling like, all right, I'm red, but I'm going to make it back real quick on APT. And I'm disappointed, but again, at the same time, I'm not going to, there's no reason to get bent out of shape. This is part of trading. If you can't handle this stuff, obviously trading is not going to be a good career. It's just the way it sometimes goes. So it'll still be a green month. I'm glad for that. $70,000 is a terrific month. I had a shot at having a $100,000 month if I'd had a nice day today and a decent day tomorrow, but that's out of the window now. That's not going to happen. So again, I'm a little skeptical about to what extent I want to trade tomorrow, but probably just pull back share size, just try to make $500 or $1,000, just sort of clear the slate a little bit, and put this day behind me, live to trade another day, and hope that we do see some better opportunities. Maybe tomorrow or next week, but today really surprised me. It really, really did. So live and learn. It's a very interesting day. But again, with the loss comes a lesson, and definitely learned something a little new today about these stocks on sympathy moving as much as they are. Maybe just wait for the first few minutes to shake out before doing anything the next time I see this happen. But gosh, if I had done that, of course, 2 days ago on APT, I would have missed, and I did miss, this awesome squeeze right out of the gates. That was right here. This is what I didn't want to miss. Now, granted, the first 1 minute candle pulled back and then it ripped, but it was pretty much right out of the gate. So I don't know, but that's all right. We'll see if, yeah, maybe I should have taken, really the thing is, so the comment there, I should have taken a few, small breakout trades to build up my cushion first. Yeah, I kind of thought that these were going to be kind of quick little breakout trades. Getting in at 17, getting in at 18 for a quick break to 1850, 19. I just did not expect that type of drop right out of the gates. And I could afford a 50-cent drop. I could afford a $1 drop. A drop all the way down into a circuit breaker halt out of the gates. Again, it's not something I really factored in as a possible scenario because I don't know that I've seen it happen before. So, gotta be a little more careful on days like today. So that's where we'll be. That's where I'll be. Hopefully some of you guys, walked away today in much better shape than me. I have seen some of you guys post your P&Ls, so clearly you did. Yesterday was a little crazy too. Good days to study up. So that's it for me. Hope for a better day tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye, everyone.
Hey, have you seen my most popular video on YouTube? It's got over 5 million views. You can check it out right here, and check out one of my other videos on YouTube right here. I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, if you have questions, leave them down below in the comments section. I personally respond to every comment that's posted.